Okay. Right here. Perfect. All right. So good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Like I said before, my name is Esperanza Fernandez. I am a DermaSwiss educator, and today I'm going to be presenting to you the DermaSwiss line. So we're going to talk about all the different products that we have, how they work, for what types of skin and conditions you can use them for. But before we start that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the company. So, if you're new to us, you're going to know a little bit more about the company or the history of the company, what we are about, everything that we do, not just that has to do with the products, but also the Institute. So welcome. You can follow us. Okay, so we do have our social media where you can follow us. And for the English portion of the social media, we have DermaSwiss Pro. You can also follow us at DermaSwiss Institute _ENG for English and at DermaSwiss. The difference between the different handles is that DermaSwiss Pro, it's for our professionals, okay? So you're gonna get a lot of information about professional products. Then we have the DermaSwiss Institute _English, and that's more information about the seminars and webinars, but also the DermaSwiss Institute School that we have for future estheticians. And then we also have the handle at DermaSwiss, and that's for our retail products. So that one's great for you to also have because you can share with your clients because there's a lot of information there about the retail products. So, okay, so DermaSwiss is a skincare brand that has been in the market for now over 28 years. So in the industry for over 28 years with their own labs. The brand does work with Swiss formulas. It does work with also some European formulas from France as well, and some formulas that are being done here in the United States. So we do have our own labs here as well, but a lot of the sources, we get them from either Switzerland or France or even Germany. So the ingredients that we use are in the highest of quality of ingredients. We have botanical, marine extracts, and also biological extracts, which means that they're being elaborated within the laboratory, the DermaSwiss laboratory. The products for all this, they're for all the skin types and all skin conditions, which is very important because remember that we manage different skin types, from combination to oily to dry to normal skin. But then there's also those conditions that come with the skin, such as dehydration, acne, hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, sagging, anything that has to do with chronological aging, anything that has to do with acne, rosacea, and things like that. So you're gonna have a compact line that deals with the different skin types, but at the same time, we are able to manage different conditions as well. It's compact, it is versatile, and it's very effective. So the line doesn't carry a whole lot of products where you're gonna find yourself that you might feel a little bit of overwhelmed with how many products sometimes lines do carry. So in our case, we are focused on the products that we have, the cleansers that we have being effective for the different ones that we do have for the different skin types. The serums that we have, that they're effective for those conditions, for those skin types and conditions that we have. So, and also, once you really get to know the line, you're able to mix and match some of the protocols as well. So the line is paraben-free, it's not tested on animals, they're alcohol-free as well. And at the same time, even though DermaSwiss carries the brand, carries the professional products, we have their own laboratories, we are very focused on education. So we try to always keep up to date with, the latest tendencies, what are the latest things in the industry that we can also apply into our company that we can share with you. And that's through education. So we believe it's very important that we have well-educated estheticians using our products so that they can reap the benefits of these products. And then just the passion for education doesn't only come through the webinars and seminars, but also the fact that we also have a school. So we do have the facial specialist program for aspiring estheticians that might want to have the license here in the state of Florida. Again, what are the advantages of the line? It is a compact line, as you can see right here. Let me move it a little bit here. It is a compact line, but it's very effective. You will see that as soon as you start using the products on yourself or with your clients, you will start seeing great changes on the skin. And I know that we cannot give expectations to the client that, as soon as they start using the product, the next day things are going to start looking better, this and that. But, everything does come with continuation of home care, but we do see a difference. I mean, in the treatment room, once you use the products, you do see a difference in the skin, and the client also feels a difference in the skin. Obviously, the key to success when it comes to, the maintenance of the skin is not just the back bar that you have in your treatment room, but also the retail products that you will be sending your clients home with so that they can keep treating the skin. Remember that 80% of the success is from home. So another thing is that we do carry chemical peels, and they're direct chemical peels. They're not in combination. So we don't have combinations of, let's say, a 8% combination of glycolic and lactic and mandelic, for example. So we do have very specific peels that are for different skin types and also conditions. So what I mean by that is that we do carry only, let's say, glycolic out of 40%. Okay, we only carry lactic out of 50%. We carry salicylic, and we carry mandelic, etc. So they're direct peels. Now, would you be able to mix them with an enzyme? Yes. So we do carry our enzyme, which is our scrub that we're going to be talking about later on. So this is what I mean about the fact that you're able to mix and match some of the products. You're able to create your own protocols once you're able to identify how they each work. But at the same time, being so educated, focused that we are, we also have already protocols that are set that we know that are very effective, that we have tested many, many times, and we know that they are very effective. So we do carry a catalog with the protocols that you would be able to get from your representative. So the line can be used at spas, it can be used at medical spas as well, and even doctor's offices, because again, they are very natural. They don't carry alcohol, very gentle for all skin types. And then also we have the peels. So, if you do work with a medical doctor or at a med spa, you would be able to be using the peels as well. We do have a strong corporate support. That means that if you are now a DermaSwiss esthetician client, then you most likely already have a representative assigned to you. If you are not yet with us, you can always call us and we will assign you a representative. And what does that mean? That means that you're always going to have the support. You're always going to have someone that you can contact, text, and that they will be able to answer any of your questions, give you training as well. And you have access to, you would have access to also the webinars and the seminars as well. And we are very committed to the education for professionals and for your growth as well. Right here, what I'm showing you is what I was talking about before, and this is the DermaSwiss Institute. And the DermaSwiss Institute is not just for our seminars, it's not just for our webinars, but it's also for future estheticians. So we do have a school where we teach with the DermaSwiss method, and we have had many estheticians that are now working in the industry that have graduated from the DermaSwiss Institute as well. So again, if you have anyone that is interested in maybe acquiring the Florida license for facial specialists, then you can definitely let them know that they can contact us or through your representative, and we can give them all the information that they need so that they can follow again in this beautiful career that is esthetician and skincare. So anything, all the information that we have here, it's about the protocols, it's about the products, and everything is exclusive to DermaSwiss. Okay, so everything that we talk about here is as per DermaSwiss product and how to use them and their protocols. And if you are here with me today, please, even though we don't need for the camera to be there, but please let us know that you're here so that we can definitely be able to verify your attendance. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the cleansers first. So here we go. We're going to start right now and we're going to talk about the cleanser. So we know every line is going to have a cleanser. We're going to have toners. But again, being that we are very compact line, we do have 3 types of cleansers. Our cleansers come in 2 different sizes, as most of our products do, because we do have the professional, the ones that you're going to have on the back bar, but we also have the retail. And those are the ones that you're going to be sending your clients home with so that they can keep taking care of their skin, correct? So we do have the Derma Cleanser, we have the Gentle Cleanser, and we have the Purifying Cleanser. So we're going to talk about each one. Let me just check here. Hello, I have more participants. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will gladly will be answering them for you as well. Okay, so welcome. So the cleansers are the Derma Cleanser. And as you can see, I'm showing you here the pH. And this is important because remember, we have pH in our skin and our body has pH everywhere. But when we talk about our skin, we're always talking about how the pH can range from 4.5 to 5.5. And that's usually what we talk about as the skin's pH. So having a product that is very close to or similar to the pH of your own skin will mean that it's not going to irritate it. So it's not too acidic, but it's also not too alkaline, which will be drying out the skin. So in this case, we know that we're going to be perfectly balancing or not interrupting the pH of our natural skin. So the Derma Cleanser, it's a gel form. So I'm going to try to see if I can show you guys here. This, of course, what I'm showing you right now is this is the big size. This is a pro size, a professional 17 ounce. Okay. From here, you're going to get about 250 uses, more or less. It is a gentle type of cleanser. Let me go here. So let me get the right one. This is a Derma Cleanser. I was getting the Gentle Cleanser, but it is a very gentle cleanser. It is gel. And so it's for all skin types. We know that when we have gel cleansers, it's for all skin types. They're not going to be foamy. Okay. So it's not going to be a foamy cleanser. And this is why it's great because you're not going to be interrupting the acid mantle from the skin. But it will remove dirt. It will remove all the impurities from the skin. It is very soothing as well. And again, it's for all skin types because as you can see, most of the ingredients that we have as the main active ingredients are very soothing, calming type of ingredients. So we do have chamomile in this product, aloe vera, cucumbers are very refreshing, okay, very soothing, and also antioxidant as well with the vitamin C and the green tea. So like I was mentioning before, it is a gel. It is a gel cleanser. Okay, see? And it just goes on really light onto the skin. So we recommend that you apply, you wet your hands a little bit first, you apply the product, you kind of rub it onto your hands and then you spread it on the skin and you start doing the cleansing movements, but you're never gonna get a foaming effect. So you're gonna see how it just runs on the skin and very lightly just removes makeup and everything like that. And all the impurities without irritating the skin. Now, if you have somebody that comes in with a little bit more extra makeup, then we also have the Gentle Cleanser. So the Gentle Cleanser is the one I had pulled before. The Gentle Cleanser, it's a milky cleanser. We do recommend it for more mature skin, more sensitive skin, maybe rosacea, but definitely, I mean, if any of your clients comes in with makeup, even if they're oily skin, again, you know, we know that lipids are great for all skin types, right? But this is more, again, for that sensitive kind of skin or mature skin because it's gonna hydrate the skin. It's just a little, give more moisture to the skin. You see, it does carry some lipids there. So you do have also safflower oil, which is going to be soothing. It's anti-inflammatory as well. It is non-comedogenic, and this is why, even though it's safflower oil, you can still use it on anyone with makeup on to be your first step. So this would be your first step to remove makeup. So how it's very creamy, and you would just remove the makeup and that would be your first cleanse. And then you can go ahead and use either the derma cleanser or the purifying, whichever you may want to use, or even stay with a second cleanse with the gentle cleanser. Since your client might be a mature skin type, then you can just leave it like that, okay? Now, the gentle cleanser, like I said before, it does have the safflower, which is not comedogenic type of oil. It's very anti-inflammatory, but as you can see, it also has some humectants like hyaluronic acid, sodium PCA as well, antioxidants and healing vitamin E, of course, aloe vera, chamomile, and St. John's wort, which is a very anti-inflammatory and very soothing type of plant that we carry in some of our products as well. Then we also have the purifying cleanser. So now we have the derma cleanser for all skin types, the gentle cleanser if you feel that your client needs a little bit more of a moisture, a little bit more of lipids onto the skin, so maybe for more dry skin or sensitive skin. But then we also have the purifying cleanser, and this is for your acne prone skin, breakouts and things like that. Why? Because it does have the lactobacillus rye ferment, which is a prebiotic, and this is definitely going to help soothe the skin, but it's going to help it's going to help normalize the bacteria growth on the skin as well, and it's going to maintain a good balance with the microbiota of the skin. So we know that with prebiotics, not probiotics, but prebiotics, is kind of like feeding the skin those good elements that needs it, so that the good bacteria can grow and have better balance in the skin. That oftentimes we know that obviously with acne it is bacteria, but even in some cases of rosacea as well, with Demodex, for example, and things like that, where you might need to balance out a little bit the skin and the microbiota of the skin, then you can definitely use the purifying cleanser on those as well. And when I'm talking about rosacea, I'm talking about more of a papular pustular type rosacea, where we can confuse it a little bit with acne sometimes. So it does also have derivatives of azelaic acid, and we know that azelaic acid is amazing in, first of all, anti-inflammatory, but it's also going to work, hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation that sometimes comes with acne. Licorice root as well. Licorice root is very soothing. It is a tyrosinase inhibitor as well. So in this case, the licorice root is going to give us that anti-inflammatory, reducing the redness effect, but also help with post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Let me just pause here for a little bit to see if you have any questions. Remember that we have the chat. You can go into the chat and you can type in any questions that you might have for me, okay? Also, arnica, centella asiatica, which is cotucola, horsetail extracts. Everything that we have here is for soothing. You can see that the line for acne, the control line, it doesn't carry heavy peels, like heavy acids. It doesn't carry salicylic, it doesn't carry maybe glycolic in it. And that's because we don't want the client with acne that it's already probably irritated, that the skin is probably already a little red, that the skin's probably a little dehydrated. We don't want to keep dehydrating that skin. We don't want to keep, on an everyday basis, attacking with peels or acids in the formula. So what we're giving here is something that is going to help with normalizing the growth of bacteria on the skin, and using some other active ingredients that are going to help healing, soothing, refreshing, hydrating the skin. What you can do is, once you have your client on this type of cleanser that also comes with the toner and the serum that we're going to talk about later on, you can definitely have them come into your treatment room for a more specific acne treatment using salicylic acid, mandelic acid, for example, okay? So you have ways to treat the skin at home without further irritation, but then just stay here with your client in your treatment room using the direct peels onto their skin. So leave the acids for you to use as a professional. Now, the toners or the tonic lotions that we have two. We have the dermatonic and we have the normalizing lotion. So the dermatonic, again, great for all skin types. It's a 5.5 pH. We do carry it in both sizes, pro and retail as well. And it's alcohol free, which, again, is not going to dry out the skin. It is very hydrating. And a lot of people love to use it even after applying makeup. So you go ahead, you treat your skin in the morning, you apply your makeup, and then just kind of spray a little bit of that dermatonic onto your skin, and it's going to refresh the makeup, it's going to make it more, glowy. And then throughout the day, if you carry it with you in your purse, you can definitely reapply it because it is alcohol free and it does stabilize the skin's pH. And also it's very refreshing because of the chamomile, because of the cucumber and the aloe vera. So as you can see, the active ingredients in the Dermatonic are exactly the same as the Derma Cleanser. And if you have someone using the Gentle Cleanser, they can still use the Dermatonic as well. Now, the Normalizing Lotion, this is the one that is kind of goes hand in hand with the Purifying Cleanser. So the Normalizing Lotion and the Purifying Cleanser is what we recommend for our very oily, acne-prone, popular pustular rosacea. So the Normalizing Lotion, again, it's a toner that the client will be using after cleansing the skin. And it's going to have the same active ingredients. It does have the lactobacillus rye ferment, which is the prebiotic. It is rich in amino acids as well. It does have vitamin B5, which is panthenol. And we know that panthenol is not just anti-inflammatory, but it does also regulate the sebaceous gland. So it does help minimize with, a lot of the sebum that is coming through the skin. It does kind of help bring down a little bit that sebum. It also, so it's very balancing. And again, it does have the azelaic acid derivatives and the licorice root derivatives. Again, exactly the same active ingredients as our purifying. So again, they go hand in hand. Purifying cleanser and normalizing lotion for your very oily acne or breakout prone skin types. Okay, this is what you want to give them to take home so that they can start taking care of that acne situation. And we have our exfoliant. Now, the exfoliant that we have is an enzyme. It is a scrub as well, okay? And we can definitely mix it with other products, okay? So I love it because it is very gentle. You will feel, you're gonna feel the, the little grains of the scrub, but they're not harsh. They don't, they're milled in a way where they're very gentle to the skin. It does not irritate the skin. Even the most sensitive skin can use this as well. And you shouldn't be scared of using it on even the most sensitive skin. So the Derma Scrub, it's one of the main ingredients is the diatomaceous earth, which is a silicon-rich marine fossil. And this is why it's very fine. Like when you feel it, you can feel the grains, but it's very fine. So when you apply it onto the skin, you feel it, but you're definitely not seeing any sort of injury to the skin. Because I know that sometimes when we use other type of scrubs, you can actually see how it starts to turn really red and it feels kind of scratchy as well. In this case, not really. The other thing is that it has the papaya enzyme, and this is really what is going to help also exfoliate the skin, proteins from the keratin from the cells. So by having the enzyme and knowing that it is a scrub, if you have somebody with very sensitive skin, you don't necessarily have to activate the product. And what I mean about activating the product, it's doing the circular motion. So if your client is more of a sensitive skin, if your client comes to you with redness because of the sun, because they were at the beach and they're coming in for a maybe hydrating facial, but you do want to exfoliate a little bit that skin, you don't have to really go in with your hands and rub. You just pencil it in with a fan brush, okay? You apply with a fan brush, you leave it on like a mask. So it's more of an enzymatic mask and you don't have to move it around on the skin. Now, if you have a thicker skin, more, keratinized skin, then you want to go ahead and start doing the motions of circular motions onto the skin to help you move the skins from the face as well. So it does come with that. It also has squalane extracts, which is going to bring in all the hydration to the skin. And then also the the peppermint leaf extract. And the peppermint leaf extract is going to give you more of that antibacterial and antiseptic aspect to the product. Now, there's a chart here that tells you how you can definitely mix the Derma Scrub. So you can use it on its own, okay? You don't always have to mix it. You can use it by itself, especially on your more sensitive skin. But if you're willing or you're wanting to see something more with the skin, okay? or you're treating a more specific situation to the skin, like hyperpigmentation or even acne, then you might want to combine it with either the peels or with the coplacent. So when it comes to rosacea, again, depending on the type of rosacea, because we know we have different levels of rosacea, you can leave it alone and not mix it with anything, or you can add 2 pumps of the glycosol. And we're going to talk about the glycosol because it is a type of glycolic at a very low percentage of concentration. So you can do 2 pumps of that. Now, that formula is not just for sensitive skin. It's not just for rosacea. The amount of the 2 pumps of the glycosol onto maybe a quarter size of the scrub, you mix it together, and that's going to help with the syncrustating the skin. So it's more of the syncrustation, and you're going to definitely be able to mix it, apply it into the skin with a fan brush, leave it up to 8 minutes if the skin allows with the steamer on, and then you can definitely do extractions after that. So it does help a lot with softening the skin. And as you move it around, if you're doing the exfoliating movements, of course, we know that we're loosening up a little bit of that sebum as well. So for better extractions. Now, if you have more acne, okay, you have more of those open comedones, you have some papules here and there, then you might want to mix it with 3 drops of salicylic acid, okay? 3 drops of salicylic acid, you mix it well. Again, the portion is about a quarter amount size of the derma scrub with 3 drops of the salicylic acid. You mix it, you apply it onto the skin, you leave it for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you can just leave it on with the steamer as well. You don't need to neutralize it, okay? You just remove it with water, with clean water, and then you go ahead and you do extractions. When you have more mature skin or dehydrated, you can definitely mix it with lactic, with our 50% lactic acid. Again, 3 drops into the same amount of the derma scrub, which is a quarter size. And then you just can leave it up for 6 to 8 minutes if the skin allows with the steamer. Now, the steamer, guys, is not something that you always have to use. Remember, that just depends on you, how you work. It depends on the skin of the client as well. So maybe you don't need the steamer because the enzyme is still going to work fine. The enzyme is still going to help you with dissolving some of those proteins from the dead skin cells. And you can still do some extractions after that as well. So the derma scrub cocktail comes before extractions. You can definitely do before extractions. Now, do you always have to do extractions as well? No. Some clients don't need extractions, but they need that extra polishing to the skin to bring back life, to bring back hydration. So if you have more mature skin type that doesn't need extractions, but you want to bring back life to that skin, a little bit more of glow, then you can do the derma scrub with the lactic acid. And that is not a direct peel. That's a combination of a peel with an enzyme. So you don't have to neutralize it. Okay, any questions? Let me go here because I feel like I'm moving the slides. Okay, something that is always important that we need to have in our treatment room, but also sell our products, is the sun protection, right? So the sun protection that we have one, and it's one size only as well. We don't have professional, retail, etc. It's just one size, and it's a 3.0 ounces, and this is a 50 plus physical sunscreen. Okay, it is a physical or mineral sunscreen, and the main active ingredients here are the titanium dioxide and the zinc oxide. Now, it is also a moisturizer, so it does moisturize the skin. So it's not just sunscreen and that's it. No, it's your sunscreen, 50 plus of titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, which makes it a mineral sunscreen. But at the same time, it's very lightweight. It is very moisturizing as well because it does have the aloe vera, it does have the green tea, it does have a little bit of shea butter, allantoin. So again, it does also have other ingredients that are going to make it very soothing for the skin, very antioxidant as well. And it just runs beautifully on the skin once you apply it. So you remember that the amount of sunscreens that we need, it's about 2 fingers, right? So you apply the 2 fingers and then you kind of mix it a little bit onto your hands and then just pat it on. Start by patting it on. Don't forget your neck. Don't forget your décolleté, anything that is exposed, the ears, the back of the neck. Sometimes we tend to neglect those areas as well. So you kind of just pat everywhere. And then once you have everything onto the skin, then you kind of start moving it around and kind of just evening it out a little bit, okay? And once it's on the skin, you're gonna see at the beginning, it does have a little bit of a white cast, but then it starts to kind of melt into the skin until you no longer really get to see it. And then after that, you can apply your makeup if you're gonna wear makeup. So remember that sun protection is the last step after all the skincare, and then it's gonna be the first step before your makeup application. Let me see, do I have it here? Yes. Let me go back to the Dermasun, guys. I love it. I'm not gonna get that much right now because I don't wanna waste. So I'm gonna be able to put it on. I already have it on my skin. So you see, okay? And then you just kind of like, just pat it on everywhere. Okay. And it just glides it's very silky. It's a very, very silky texture. It glides on very easily onto the skin. So you're not gonna have anything balling up or anything like that after serums. It doesn't do that at all. And it's just very silky, and it just stays onto the skin very nicely. And then it allows you to wear makeup again, you know, not balling up or not mixing with the foundation or anything like that. It doesn't do that. I know sometimes sunscreens, when they tend to be a little bit too buttery, and then you apply your makeup, it kind of starts to gather with the sunscreen, but with this one, that doesn't happen again. Now with darker skin tones, again, what I like to do is just, you know, warm it up on my hands a lot, and then just apply it very lightly onto the skin, and then start pressing it until you start seeing that it kind of starts to, you know, unify with the tone of the skin. Now we have our moisturizers, and the moisturizers, again, very compact. We don't have 100,000 moisturizers. We do have 3 moisturizers, and they're going to be good to cover different skin types and different conditions. Okay. So our moisturizers are Coplacin, which is a gel. It's like a serum moisturizer. This is for all skin types, but we definitely want to recommend it more for the oily or acne because it's gel. Okay. So it's a gel based, very serum-like. Again, let me look right here. Remember that I'm showing you guys, some of these that I'm showing you are, or most of them that I'm showing you are the, where is it? Are the professional size. So this is the professional size, this is the 6 ounce. And again, it's just one pump. A little bit goes a long way. Same thing I tell my clients, a little bit goes a long way. It's a gel, you see? Very, it doesn't really have also a lot of, you know, perfume or anything like that. So great for all skin type, great for sensitivity as well. I know some clients don't like all the perfumes in the skin, in the, you know, in the products, and we don't either, because sometimes it could be very irritating. This is great for men because it's more of a gel. It's not so much of that mushy, creamy that they don't like sometimes. So this is the, and also since there tend to be more of an oily skin on men, this is perfect for them. So Coplacin is a gel that it's going to moisturize all skin types, but we definitely recommend for more men, oily, acne prone. Okay. It does have hydrolyzed collagen, which is going to increase retention of water onto the skin. It does also have the panthenol, which is the vitamin B5. Again, it's going to balance out the production of sebum. Allantoin, which is going to promote some of the desquamation, is going to promote proliferation and healing of the skin, and glycoproteins, which are going to be repairing the skin. The Hydro Q10, now the Hydro Q10, it's a moisturizer that it's more of a cream, but it's the lightest one that we have. It's the lightest of the creams that we have, okay? And there you go. So it's very light emulsion, great for more of your combination skin, okay? When there's a lot of dehydration, this is great as well with squalane, which is the green olive extracts. A lot of people love this one. A lot of women love it because it's very, it feels very, it's like almost like a gel cream consistency. So it's not so emulsified. It's not such a cream or heavy at all. So it's more like a gel cream consistency. Again, it's just a very light, natural scent to it. It is not irritating at all. And it just feels very refreshing onto the skin. And I know sometimes with weather, we change our products as well. So maybe for this time of the year, depending on where you are. I mean, here I'm in Florida and Miami, so we don't get a lot of that changing weather, but we can still definitely feel a difference. So, you know, during this time of the season, I like to kind of go a little bit heavier on my moisturizers, but then definitely during summer, I go a little bit lighter. So that can also change. And this is great for that situation where maybe you don't want such a heavy cream, depending on the season, then the Hydra Q is a great balance between that emulsion, but also kind of like that gel consistency with the green olive extracts, coenzyme Q10, which is an amazing antioxidant as well. And, you know, it's going to be very nourishing. It's going to bring a lot of hydration back into the skin. And then the ceramide. And as you can see by the name ceramide, that we also have ceramides on our skin. It's part of our lipidic barrier, right? So the ceramide, out of those three, this is the most creamy one, a little bit heavier on the consistency. So great for mature, great for dry skin, okay, and also dehydration as well, because it's going to bring in some lipids that are going to avoid some of that transepidermal water loss. So it does have the ceramide MPX, which is a specific formula to DermaSwiss, hyaluronic acid and sodium PCA also as your hydrators, sweet almond oil, which is great for nourishing the skin. It's going to provide some elasticity as well and firmness. Safflower seed oil, grapeseed oil. So as you can see, it's very rich with grapeseed oil, safflower, everything. And all these oils are non-comedogenic. I know that grapeseed oil is amazing for mature skin, and even in some cases, even for oily skin as well. So again, oily skin, don't be afraid of using oils as long as it's good for your skin type. And then we have the Centella asiatica, which is the gotu kola, and also echinacea and aloe vera. So echinacea and aloe vera are the anti-inflammatory properties in them. Okay, they have anti-inflammatory properties. See, it's more of a thicker, that little dollop right there just came out very rich, very thick. It is very rich, and it just feels, this one you can feel it more, like the Hydra Q10 definitely went into the skin. It's just absorbed. This one you can feel it, that you can definitely hang on to it more on the skin, and maybe great for nighttime use. This would be your, in your case, in some cases, some of the clients might want a richer cream for the nighttime, because maybe because of the air conditioner tends to dehydrate the skin, etc. So this is the one. Great for a little bit of a massage, you know, when you're at home taking care of your skin. This is great because it's very rich and it's very creamy. And don't forget our neck. So the neck area, again, with this one, we start seeing a little crepiness after a certain age, décolleté, and why not your hands and feet as well. It's ceramides, and our skin has ceramides all over. So this would be great for that as well. You know, you can recommend to your clients. Sometimes they come in and they ask you, what would you recommend for my hands? I have very dry hands. I have very dry heels. Ceramides, definitely. So, you know, as estheticians, we also have to like kind of think out of the box when it comes to products and how to use them, because again, it's not just this area right here that we have to take care of. You could definitely use some of these products all over your body. And then serum. So for, you know, in the order that we're kind of saying this, obviously this is not the order, but you know, you would do serums first and then you would do your hydration products. So your serums, guys, this is, we do have more options with the serums because in this case, we're targeting more conditions of the skin. Okay, so the first one, we kind of just treated, you know, the different skin types, which are your oily, your normal combination, and then your very dry, mature skin, right? But now we're seeing conditions with this one, with the serums, okay? So we have many different serums that we're gonna talk about also. And we're gonna start with the Estee Lift, 724 Lift. And this is a pH 5.4. It is, again, a beautiful serum with, and right here, you can also see how, depending on the type of serum, the bottles kind of change a little bit, but you have the, you know, you do have the professional, and you also have the retail size. Now, I'm going to be showing you the professional size because that's what I have at hand right now. So the Estee Lift comes at a 4 ounce for a professional, okay, 4 ounces. And again, a little bit goes a long right away. And this is more for mature or flaccidity on the skin. So if you want lift, that's why it's called the Estee Lift. If you want lift, if you want firmness, this is the one, okay? Very light serum, okay? A soft aroma to it. No strong smells. We're not gonna have any for perfumes or anything like that, guys. So again, they're not gonna be irritating or anything. Very light, great for, again, absorption. It absorbs quickly into the skin. And you definitely can feel, if you use it in the treatment room for a lifting massage, you could do a great lifting massage with the serum, and it would go under one of the masks, such as the Creo or the Mioxinol, whichever mask you're using for more like a lifting type treatment. This is great. But for home use, again, for somebody that's a little bit more concerned about a little bit of flaccidity to the skin, you know, kind of like losing that shape here in the oval of the skin, then of the face, sorry, then the Estee Lift is the way to go with soy protein. So great for mature, great for those hormonal changes. Sweet almond seed extract as well. It's going to give you that firmness and elasticity. And then the Iris Florentina root extract, which is an antioxidant and it's a flavonoid. It also has, if I'm not mistaken, it does also have, let me see, now the ferulic acid is with the Derma-C, but it does have phytic, which is not here, but I want to mention it does have phytic acid as well. So it does give a glow. And again, this is another product that even some people love to use it before makeup because it just gives it kind of like that inner glow to the skin, that firmness to the skin. So I know that a lot of estheticians that also do makeup like to apply a little bit of this Estee Lift before application of makeup. Hyaluronic acid plus, great for all skin. So we all need hydration. We all need to capture that humidity from the environment onto the skin. Again, the hyaluronic acid is something that we, in our skin, it's part of our skin, it's part of the dermis, okay? And as we age, we tend to lose it. Depending on the environment, we have transepidermal water loss. So by using hyaluronic acid, what we wanna do is not just moisturize, but also bring in the hydration into deeper levels of the skin. So what is the difference between this hyaluronic acid and maybe some other ones out there in the market is that we do have 3 molecular weights. So we have very high, middle, and low molecular weight, which means that we're gonna have a higher or bigger molecule that is gonna stay more at the surface, which is gonna be more of your, you know, moisturizer, more of your occlusive type of molecule. Then we have a mid-weight molecule, which is going to stay within the center or the middle of the epidermis. And then we have a lower weight molecule with the silanotrol, which is going to kind of stay at the deeper levels of the epidermis. And that's more of your hydrating factor right there, okay? But it just doesn't have hyaluronic acid. It also has some of the sodium PCA, which we know, again, is a very hygroscopic molecule, which means that it loves to bind water onto our skin. So this is a humectant. This is for dehydration, and most skins need hydration that way. So for all skin, acne, you know, normal, even some of the oily skin needs hydration. So this is great for that. Definitely for other treatments such as microneedling as well. You can use this type of formula, because remember the hyaluronic acid is going to help with reducing fine lines and wrinkles. You know, it does have a filler effect. So this is what you might want to use with microneedling to treat under the eye area with microneedling, to treat over the lips with microneedling, to treat around the eyes, to treat just any little, you know, areas or the whole face where you might see wrinkling and dehydration with hyaluronic acid. It's amazing. And then the Derma-C. And the Derma-C, it's a brightening, you know, illuminating type of serum, great for hyperpigmentation, great for actinic, you know, aging to the skin. Any sort of, you know, lackluster type of skin, the Derma-C is the one. So the formula comes with the 3-0-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a form of a more stable form of ascorbic acid, of vitamin C. It does reduce, again, hyperpigmentation. It does protect from sun damage. Remember that vitamin C as a whole, it's a scavenger for free radical scavenger. And it's not just a scavenger for free radicals, but it also helps with restabilizing and the production of collagen onto the skin. It also helps with binding the collagen fibers onto our capillaries. So even for people who you start seeing a little bit of telangiectasias on the skin, this is great because it does help reinforce those capillaries as well. The ferulic acid, along with the vitamin C, hand in hand, work together in synergy, because the ferulic acid, what it does, it is an antioxidant as well. It is also brightening, but it is almost like it just directly fights those damages caused specifically by UVA and UVB rays. And then it also has hyaluronic acid. So again, it does come with a humectant within the formula, and melanostatin. Melanostatin is a peptide, and this peptide, it's a melanogenesis inhibitor. So it does help with inhibiting some of the steps that comes with the production of melanin onto the skin. So it's a peptide, okay? And it's a melanin inhibitor. It's a melanin inhibitor. So it's great for hyperpigmentation. I would definitely recommend this with your clients that are going to start a peel sessions. Then they can start using Derma-C almost as a tyrosinase inhibitor, where they can start preparing the skin a little bit for those facials that come with peels. Can you use it day and night? Definitely. You can use it day and night. Do we recommend it more for the nighttime? Yes, we recommend it more for the nighttime. Any serum, especially something like vitamin C, I think it just works better during the night, because that's when our skin is repairing. That's when our skin, as we sleep, all the functions of our body and organs, including the skin, starts to repair. So if you want to reap the benefits of the Derma-C, I would say that it would be better to be recommended to use at night. The clarifying serum. Now, the clarifying serum, it's again, it comes with the line for our acne-prone clients, okay? So, the same formulas with the probiotics, with the lactobacillus ferment. It does also have the azelaic acid and the licorice root. So if you have your client that is going through moments of breakouts and things like that, this is a serum that they would want to use for that. So for your acne-prone clients, the clarifying serum. How often can they use it? They can use it day and night. Definitely. Remember that they don't, besides the fact that it has derivatives of the azelaic acid, is not a pure azelaic acid there, okay? So they can definitely use it day and night in their routine with the cleanser and the toner. We also have the retinol, which is our retinol formula for nighttime only. So retinol is only to be used at night, definitely, because it's retinol, so it's going to be an exfoliator, and it's also photosensitive. So we need to only use it at night and make sure that your clients are using sunscreen in the day. Now, what is it recommended for? We recommend it for clarifying the skin, lightening hyperpigmentation, lightening those sunspots. It's going to restore luminosity to the skin. It's going to even out the texture. So you know how sometimes we start getting texture because of dead skin cells, because of the overgrowth of those cells onto the skin, and we start seeing some of those bumpy textures on the skin. Well, that's going to help even out that texture. So you're going to see more of a luminous, not as dry and not as, all those dead skin cells that are just kind of laying onto the skin. You're going to start seeing how it's starts to very smooth the skin. And then also another great thing is that, it is a retinol formula. It's a 3.0% retinol in this formula. But at the same time, it is very gentle for, I would dare to say, all skin types. You just have to be careful, again, about how you use it. Again, we don't recommend it for every day in the nighttime. We're going to recommend it to start using it twice a week. Okay, so if you have a client that has some hyperpigmentation issues, then you can say, for example, the night that you use retinol, you're not going to use your Derma-C, but you're going to use it the next day. So let's say they use retinol on Monday, and then they use Derma-C on, let's say, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Friday, the retinol. And then Saturday and Sunday, the Derma C, and that's how you're gonna alternate it, okay? For nighttime use only. It also comes with the Swerta Chirata stem cell, and this is gonna stimulate the proliferation of keratinocytes. Remember that we need, these products are meant to renew the skin. They're meant to refresh the skin. They're meant to kind of push the skin to, to cell renewal, because as we age, that slows down a little bit. And by the way, let me tell you something else before I forget. As you can see on the picture, we only see one size right there, and that's only because we don't have it for the treatment room, because we don't use retinol in a treatment in our protocols. So again, this is just the size. It's only retail, and you're gonna indicate it for those clients that want to work hyperpigmentation and even acne as well. Okay, so it does come with niacinamide, vitamin B3 in the formula as well. We know that niacinamide, it's healing, it's hydrating, but it is also helps fight hyperpigmentation. Licorice, again, anti-inflammatory and reduces hyperpigmentation. And then the green tea and the cucumber for refreshing, for soothing the area, because again, we do have retinol, we do have niacinamide, we do have licorice, everything that's going to be fighting those hyperpigmentation, the acne, etc. But we also need to have more soothing elements into this formula. What I love about it, again, like I said before, is that you can use it on sensitive skin, just being careful that they don't use it every night. It's one time in the week, 2 times in the week. I'm very sensitive because I am diagnosed with rosacea, and I use it on my skin, and it's great. It doesn't do anything to my skin where it's going to irritate it too much. The other great thing about it is that you can use it not under your eye, but around ocular area. But then again, you can also use it on the neck. And why is this different than other formulas? Because usually with retinol, you can't use it down the neck and the décolleté area, because it tends to be a little drying. And because if you start using it here, when we don't have a lot of sebaceous glands in comparison to the face, then you're going to start seeing a lot of crepiness to the skin. But in this case, this formula, because of the way that, it is, all the combination of the ingredients are there, you will be able to use it onto the neck and onto the décolleté area as well. Just make sure that your client is using sun protection in the morning. Another serum that we have is the recovery serum. Now, this is specifically for your very sensitive rosacea, okay? So cuprose, rosacea, or even after extractions, in some cases, you can use it in the treatment room as well. Very, very soothing, very light type of serum, the recovery. Okay, let me see right here. Okay, you see it's very light, it runs easily, okay? So this, you can definitely use it. Let's say you did a little bit of extractions and there's a little bit of redness on to somebody with a little bit more of sensitive skin, then you can use that. But if you see telangiectasias and you're definitely just soothing, you're doing a very soothing kind of treatment, again, this is the serum that you're gonna need, because this does have the arnica and the witch hazel, which is gonna help you with anti-inflammatory benefits. The bisabolol is an extract of chamomile. So it's more of a, we could say it's an extract, it's an element of chamomile that is a little bit more concentrated. And again, it's very soothing. Allantoin, horse chestnut, ivy leaf extract, everything here is strengthening capillaries, because if you have rosacea, if you have telangiectasias, then you want to strengthen the capillaries, you want to vasoconstrict those capillaries as well. You want to soothe, you want to remove and heal some of the redness of the skin. And the bisabolol, the allantoin is going to give you that. The ivy leaf extract is going to give you that. The vitamin E is very healing. And then the grape leaf as well, which are antioxidants. And then the anti-impurities. Now, the anti-impurities, it's a drying complex. This is for acne, okay? So in the treatment room, when you do extractions, sometimes you find that you have, little papules or pustules that popped during the facial, or you're seeing something that wants to become a pustule. You want to dry it out. So this is what it's meant for. Do we also have the size for home care? Yes, as you can see there, the little glass bottles are for home care. We tell our clients that they're not going to use this anti-impurities complex all over. So it's not a serum that they're going to use everywhere. That's the clarifying serum. The clarifying serum, yes, you can definitely use all over the skin. This is to pinpoint areas, okay? This is just to apply it in the localized areas where you start seeing a breakout coming, okay? Or where you have a little papule that is bothering you. You just kind of get a tip of a Q-tip, you wet it with the complex, and then you just dab it onto that area for a little bit, just leave it there and treat it that way. And that's how we treat it also in, the treatment room. So it does have salicylic and lactic acid, allantoin, and also retinol palmitate, all right, which is going to increase discoloration. It's going to dry out, again, the lesion, but it's going to help with cell proliferation as well. Ivy, watercress, and myrrh, which are very soothing, which is a very anti-irritant as well. It is astringent and it's healing. So it's drying, and then it has a sulfur, which is very drying. And this is why we don't use it all over the face, okay? Because it can be potentially very drying. And it's just for pinpoint areas where there are breakouts, or pinpoint areas after you do high frequency in the treatment room, you do high frequency, and then you come in with a dab of the anti-impurity complex in those areas where you did extractions. And that's gonna help you dry out the lesion. Okay, let me see if I have any questions. No questions, okay. Let me see what else. Okay, so we have the clarifying, the retinol, recovery, the anti-impurities, and now we're going to talk about correctives. Our correctives are those products that are going to definitely help with healing, with renewal processes of the skin that are very rich for the skin, such as the Supreme Night Cream, for example. So the first one is the Epifactor. Now, the Epifactor is what we call the 911. And we have it in the treatment room in the size for the professional size, but we also have the retail size. The Epifactor is an epithelial repairing gel, okay? It's going to help with epidermal growth factors. So why do we call it the 911? It's because of that, because it's an epidermal growth factor. And anytime you have a client in your treatment room that you did peels, microdermabrasion, microneedling, dermaplaning, anything that has to do with wounding of the skin, then you want to use the Epifactor after that. And you want to send your client home with Epifactor for further healing of the skin after these type of treatments. It does have as main ingredients aloe vera, which is anti-inflammatory, and it helps repair. Again, it's antioxidant too. Urea, which is going to maintain the moisture of the skin. And then the specific formula to DermaSwiss, which is the Bioplasma FA, which is, it does have arginine ferulate and also the plantain extract, which is going to help with detoxifying. It's going to be antioxidant, but it's going to help with increasing ATP. So it does increase the cell energy production. And this way, it just helps with cellular repair a lot faster. It does have a low molecular weight of hyaluronic acid, which is going to hydrate. Remember that when skin is very well hydrated, it heals better. So you need to have something that's going to not just heal, but also hydrate, because in the long run, the skin is just going to look much better and heal a lot faster when you have ingredients that are going to help do that. Also with the Pentavectin, which is it's a type of saccharide. It's a type of it is a type of ingredient that our skin produces as well. So it's a carb, basically. It's a type of carbohydrate that we have in our skin, and that it's also water binding. So it's going to help with water retention. Then it also has a castor oil as anti-inflammatory. Remember that castor oil, it's great for, it's antimicrobial as well. So if you're doing, again, peels, if you're doing dermaplaning, if you're doing microneedling, anything that can potentially, create some sort of bacteria in the environment that might get onto the skin, then you want to have something that is going to help heal. And then the glycolic acid, in this case, is just in a formula to promote hydration, okay? and cell turnover, but it's not too acidic where it's going to burn or anything like that. So the Epic Factor is great for that in the treatment room, and it's great for your client to take home to keep attending to the skin. And again, even for burns and cuts and things like that, it's great to have around if your clients have kids, because you just apply a little bit of that and it's going to help with restoring the skin. Now, the glycocell, it's instead exfoliant, the glycocell, it's also in a serum, okay? It's a gel serum, and you would be able to recommend it to your client to take home. I would just have to be, again, careful with how many acids they're taking home. So you're gonna have to pick. How often can they use it at home for cell renewal, for a little bit of a furthermore exfoliation, especially if you have a thicker skin type, very keratinized, that you kind of really need to prepare before peels and things like that, maybe once or twice a week at night only. Now, in the treatment room, this is the one that we mix with the scrub as well, that we use to soften the sebum of the skin to be able to do extractions. Okay, so we use 2 to 3 2 pumps of the glycocell with the scrub, and then therefore you can definitely do extractions after that. So this formula comes with a 12% glycolic acid. It does also contain some green tea as antioxidant, chamomile and cucumber for healing and soothing, and also comfrey that will stimulate cell growth, and urea to keep the moisture in the skin. And then Supreme Night Cream, which is right now my favorite. Let me tell you that for me, for my personal use, I am using the Supreme Night Cream. Now, remember when we talked about the moisturizers before, the Coplacin, the Hydra Q10, and the ceramide? Well, this one is more of a corrective because it does have a more, it does have more concentration of anti-aging, but also repairing ingredients, okay? Very nourishing ingredients. And it's definitely for aging skin. It doesn't have anything in it where it wouldn't allow you to use it during the day, but we call it the Supreme Night Cream because remember what I said before, when we sleep during the night, this is where our skin repairs. This is where everything's coming together and healing. So if you're gonna have a formula where you have a lot of rich, repairing, anti-aging, concentrated type of ingredients, you want them to work better at night, during the night. But not just that, it is a richer formula. So maybe for some clients for the daytime, it would be a little bit too much. They would feel a little bit heavy, and it's better for the night. Although, I've tried it in the day too, and it's amazing. Like for me, it's just, I'm going to show you just a little bit right here. It comes different packaging. It comes like this. And again, this is the only size that we have for retail, but also for the treatment room. Okay. You see, and look how it is. It's beautiful, rich, creamy, very barely there aroma to it, which I really appreciate that. I don't like those formulas that are very like rosy or vanilla or, it just feels fresh. It feels fresh and clean. So I'm gonna apply a little bit because my hands are already covered with product. So here we go. Okay. A little bit goes a long way. So it's just a little bit I apply on my neck, on my, cheek area and my forehead, and even some around the eyes because we do have the DI cream as well. And then I just go into town with a little bit of massage at night. But for your clients in the treatment room, this is amazing for those mature skin. And if you want to do a very lifting effect type of anti-aging massage, this is amazing for that. And another tip that I have for you is that I love if I'm doing more of a lifting massage, okay? If I'm doing more of an anti-aging, anti-wrinkle, lifting masks and everything kind of like just lift. There's no other word, just lifting and rejuvenating. I like to mix in the treatment room, the Supreme Night Cream with 2 drops of the Estee Lift and then just do amazing massage with that. It's just very rich and beautiful. I love it so much. And of course, it does have to come with also the eye cream. and the eye cream. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you before I go and move on to the eye cream, the ingredients for the Supreme Night Cream. Arginine hexapeptide. So as you can see, we have peptides here. So this is why it's more for like, nighttime use, repairing, enrich. This is gonna reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It does have almost like, they call it like a Botox effect. The whey protein gives the skin a feeling of softness and moisture, very soft, very moisturizing. You can feel it. You can feel the moisture coming into the skin. The apple stem cells, which is going to help increase the synthesis of collagen. And the thickness of the skin, the vitamin C, of course, as antioxidant and also for illuminating the skin, and then the squalane, the meadowgrass, and the panthenol, which are going to be very hydrating. And now for the DI cream, it's the same thing. The formula, you see, in the way that it's very rich, there's a clean, very fresh scent to it, but not overpowering at all. And that's for around the eye area. And it also has the arginine palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7, which is going to diminish the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines. Horse chestnut. Now, this is important because horse chestnut it's anti-inflammatory, and it helps with vasoconstricting the capillaries that we have around this area, that as we age, we start seeing a little darkness. And although that darkness could be due to a bunch of different factors, some of it is that it's just that area starts to thin out a little bit, and we start seeing more little capillaries. So the horse chestnut is going to help kind of diminish that visual of the capillaries that are kind of showing through as darkness around the eyes, and that's what we call the dark eye circles. But again, it's also going to help with bags under the eyes. The vitamin C, of course, for lining effect, antioxidant, it's going to improve microcirculation around the area as well. The whey protein, again, for softening and moisturizing that area. Moisturizing is key. Moisture is key to the skin. I'm convinced that if you have very moisturized skin, everything looks better. Less wrinkles, more plump skin, less irritation, less redness. The skin heals a lot faster when there's moisture too. So for around the eye, again, if you're looking a little crep, if you're looking a little wrinkly, just start moisturizing that area around there, and it's definitely going to look a lot better and not as dark and not as wrinkly, obviously. And then the meadowgrass seed oil and panthenol, which is deeply hydrating as well. So those are great for home care, in the treatment room, just to add on a great massage to add around the eyes for your client, especially with more mature clients. Then they're going to love you with that massage with the Supreme Night Cream. It's amazing. Now, this is the Peelix Plus and the chemical peels. So the peels, we have mandelic. So we only have, in this case, obviously, we're going to have three different formulas of the alpha hydroxy acid and a beta hydroxy acid. So the alpha hydroxy acid, the mandelic, it's a 15% concentration at a pH of a 3.3. This is what we know as our, it's our friendlier type of peel, because it's amazing for all Fitzpatrick and all skin types as well. It is an alpha hydroxy acid. It is derived from bitter almonds, so be careful about your clients who might have allergies to like nuts and almonds and things like that. It is a higher molecular weight, and this is why I said that it's very gentle for all of the skin types, because a bigger molecule means that it will penetrate into the skin a lot slower and will not create a lot of irritation. It is also, at a great 3.3 pH, so it's not too low, but it's not too high where it won't do anything to the skin. It's just perfect. It's perfect for exfoliation. It's perfect for treating hyperpigmentation, for acne. So the way that we like to recommend it is that you can use it even after extraction. So you would do your cleansing, exfoliation, extractions, high frequency, and then you can go in and do a mandelic peel on that skin, and it's going to look amazing. And this is great for acne. This is great for hyperpigmentation, for bringing back luminosity. It helps with the tyrosine inhibition of that enzyme as well, and it's very brightening. So you can leave this peel on the skin up to 8 minutes, And I would say if the skin allows, of course, we have to be there. We have to make sure that the client's feeling comfortable, but usually it doesn't have a lot of tingle factor or anything like that. So you can leave it on for up to 8 minutes, and then you're going to neutralize it with our neutralizing formula, and then you remove it with water. We also have our 50% lactic acid, another of our family of alpha hydroxy acids, and this one comes at a 2.8 pH, so it's a little lower on the pH and it's a little bit more concentrated, but it's perfect for anti-aging, dehydration, hyperpigmentation as well. It helps densify the dermis, which is, you know, as we age, we start losing a little bit of that densification of the dermis. It helps it because it boosts collagen, it boosts elastin onto the skin. It is great. We use it a lot on our clients with formations of what's it called? The stretch marks, sorry. So for formation of stretch marks, we use it as well. We use it for underarm treatments, the groin as well. And it's just great. It's amazing. It gives a lot of luminosity too. And you know, it's going to be very hydrating. So this is great for your more mature skin types as well. And we recommend that when you apply it, you're going to leave it onto the skin up to 3 minutes, if the skin allows, up to 3 minutes. Then you neutralize it and then you remove with water. Okay. Every time we apply peels onto the skin, we always use fan brushes. We use fan brushes and then we leave it on for those 3 minutes, and then we remove it with, we neutralize it and then we remove it with water. Then we have our 30% and also a 40% glycolic. So there's two. Okay. These are all the same, the sizes, you see. You get about, I would say 30 applications and probably even more. Okay, when you're doing direct peels onto the skin, you use the full dropper, guys. You use the full dropper. So you squeeze the dropper and it's one whole dropper, okay, on the glass jar. And also one full dropper of the neutralizer. So you apply the peels, you wait for the minutes that are in the recommendations, then you neutralize it, and then you remove with water. So the 30 and the 40% glycolic, the 30% concentration comes at a 2.5, and the 40% concentration comes at a 2 pH. So we can safely say that glycolic, being the smallest of the molecules, we have to be really careful because it's very concentrated and it's very acidic. So I wouldn't recommend it for Fitzpatrick higher than 5 and 6 because the molecules are very small and there could be potentially a lot of irritation on the skin, and we don't want to create those hot spots on darker skin tones. We can leave it up to 3 minutes on the skin as well. We neutralize it and then we remove it. Now, it is extracted from sugarcane, very small molecule, like I said before. Again, very effective for rejuvenating, amazing for thicker skin types that you need to start moving, those dead cells that are at the very top of the skin, great for hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, sun damage, very thick, epidermis. You want to start exfoliating with the glycolic peel. It is also going to stimulate collagen. It's going to stimulate the synthesis of elastin and hyaluronic acid, and it's going to help with the thickening also of the dermis. Now, we also recommend this for keratosis pilaris on the arms. Some people create keratosis pilaris on the buttocks area as well. You can treat those areas definitely. And let's see what else with the glycolic. Again, just be very careful when you apply it directly onto the skin, that you're very watchful to the skin. You leave it up to 3 minutes and then you remove it with the neutralizer. And we indicate the 40% more for body areas and then the 30% for the face, okay? Just because it's a little bit more concentrated and the pH is a little bit lower. Although I know some people have used it on the face as well, but you have to really know the skin. You would recommend that you really know the skin first before you do that, because again, it's a very strong peel. And then we have the 15% salicylic acid, which is a beta hydroxy acid, which means that it's a more of a lipid soluble type of peel. It's great for your oily skin. It's great for your open comedones. It's great for your acne prone skin. We know that salicylic acid has the properties of being antibacterial. It is also anti-inflammatory. And so, it's going to help with acne benefits. So we recommend that you use it before extractions. You can use it in combination with the derma scrub. So you add about 3 to 4 drops of the salicylic acid with the derma scrub. You mix it with a fan brush, and then you apply it on the skin with a fan brush, and you leave it on the skin with a little bit time of the steamer, up to 5 minutes. And then you will remove it, and then you do the extractions. And then the other way you can use it is applying it directly onto the skin, as long as it's not broken. Let's not use it on broken skin. Let's not use it on a lot of like open lesions or anything like that, because it's an acid and it can burn and it can create some crystallizations, some frosting around those areas. So be careful with that, and also be careful when the skin's too dehydrated, because you can also have a little bit of frosting or blotching of the skin. So be careful with that. It is a great peel. Now, something that I want to mention in overall about our peel is that even though they're very concentrated and their pHs are, some of them are very low, you're not going to see a lot of peeling. You might see a little fuzziness maybe of the skin, but you're not going to see that kind of like very exaggerated peel of the skin. We work in a way that the formulas are going to be very effective, but progressive. So effective, and little by little, we're working the skin without irritating it too much, without attacking too much. It's just going to take a little more time, but you will see the difference. Okay. So we just want to be more gentle with the skin. As estheticians, we have to remember that we don't always get to work with doctors or at a dermatologist or at a med spa. So we have to be very careful about the ways that we treat the skin and the methods that we use and what formulas we're using, so that we don't create a further problem with the client that we won't be able to fix later on. Okay. So our peels are very effective and they're progressive. Now, the masks. Okay, so once you're done with all the protocols and you did all the massage, then we have the mask. And the mask, we have 2 options, but within the 2 options, we have different ones. Okay, so we have the collagen mask, we have the peel-off mask, and we also have the soluble algae mask. Now, with the peel-off masks, those are the ones that you're going to mix with a little bit of either distilled water or the toner with 3.5 ounces. You mix it, and then you apply it onto the skin very thick. You let it dry, and then you remove it, and it comes all together. Right now, the masks are formulated with alginate, the same diatomaceous earth, and it's a mineral basically. Okay, so we have the essential Creo mask, and the Creo mask, it's a firming cold mask. It is very hydrating, and it's going to reduce redness and inflammation to the skin. It does have spirulina. So you guys be careful when it comes to, spirulina and things like this, because they're seaweed extracts. And again, allergies and things like that, we have to always ask our clients about those type of things. This is why it's important to do the intake form, because if there's an allergy to seaweed or things like that, then you wouldn't be able to use it. So spirulina, which is an amino acid. It does have essential fatty acids as well. And then the menthol, which is going to be very cooling effect. Now, I said that this mask is great for hydrating and it's great for reducing redness and inflammation, but it's also very firming because of the Creo effect, okay? So it does give a firmness to the skin. Now, the Vital Olive Mask, one of my favorites, I even smile when I talk about it, because it's just a wonderful mask. It's so hydrating. It's so healing and soothing. Again, it's going to reduce inflammation. I love it for more of, getting to the mature skin, like in your 30s and 40s, and, you start kind of seeing some changes on the skin. So this is going to, if you do a great massage before with Estee Lift or with a Derma-C, and then you go in with this mask, you're definitely going to see a lot of hydration coming into the skin, because they're occlusive masks. So it just pushes all that ingredients into the skin. It does have the spirulina as well, but it does have the olive extract, the olive leaf extract, which is going to, it's an antioxidant. It's very moisturizing. But then the rosemary essential oil, which is it's an antiseptic and it's antioxidant. It's just a beautiful, beautiful mask. And then the purifying mask, and this is great for the skin that is more of a asphyxiated skin, we like to call it here, asphyxiated by the environment, asphyxiated by smoke, asphyxiated by the smokers. It's just like, or even, because of the acne. So when you have that kind of skin that you want to really bring back to life because of the attack of free radicals and acne and oil and things like that, then this is the one you want to use. It does have marine sediments, which is going to absorb all those impurities from the skin. And then it has the rosemary and the lemon. And I know that rosemary is not just an estrogen, but it also helps with, some of the control of the sebaceous gland as well. So it does regulate sebum production. And then lemon, of course, is an estrogen and it's antiseptic. So again, this is great for detoxifying, purifying the skin for your acne prone, or those of your clients that might be more out in the elements. And, you can see that the skin kind of needs a little bit of this detoxification, sorry. And then we have the brightening mask. And the brightening mask is a brightening mask. It's going to give you a brightening boost to the skin. Great for all skin, especially when you have an event coming up and you want to do a beautiful, treatment onto the skin with maybe some brightening type of serums, or maybe even using some peels that are going to be brightness to the skin. And then this is the mask you're going to use for that. So it does have antioxidant, very soothing, with the black currant extract, which is going to give you that kind of like stimulation of microcirculation, which is super necessary. That we know that by stimulating microcirculation is going to bring glow to the skin because you're bringing oxygen into the skin. It does have also some omegas there, which are going to provide a lot of nourishment to the skin. And then vitamin C, which is what's going to give you that lightening and brightening effect as well. Okay, so that is your brightening mask. And then we have our collagen veils. They're like sheet masks. Okay, these collagen masks are made by the lyophilization of collagen fibers. So they're basically like freeze dried. They're freeze dried onto this kind of like paper sheet. And then the way that you do it is that we show you how to cut it to the shape of the face, and then you have to hydrate it. You have to rehydrate it using either the dermatoner, or you can also use some distilled water. Now, we have different ones. We have the 100% collagen, which is very intensely hydrating for all skin types. All skin types can benefit from this one. Then we have the collagen caviar, which is more for nutritive aspects of the skin. Great for sensitive, mature, menopausal type of skin. Then you have your collagen and myoxinol. And again, this one's going to provide more of that kind of lifting and tightening effect because of the myoxinol, which also gives you kind of like a Botox effect to the skin. So great for flaccidity. Again, great for someone who wants to maybe have that lifting effect before a special event. Now you have the collagen and aloe vera mask, and the collagen and aloe vera is soothing. So this is going to provide, that aspect of soothing and calming effect for redness, for dehydration. Somebody that comes from vacation and they need again to bring back moisture to the skin and soothe. This is the one. Also for acne as well. And then we have the collagen and ginkgo biloba. And the collagen and ginkgo biloba is for your coparos, your telangiectasias, rosacea type of skin because it's anti-inflammatory. Okay, so those are your collagen masks. They're veils that you will cut into the shape the way that we show you how to do it in our seminars. And then you just kind of lay it down with some distilled water to rehydrate it. And that's going to just provide the vehicle for the absorption of these ingredients that are within the mask as well. They're very refreshing and soothing. We also have little tiny collagen little eye pads, okay, that you put around the eye area, but we also recommend to use them over the lips as well. This is great, again, if you have like a mini facial, or you want to just give something a little extra to a client while they're getting their brows done or their lashes done, you can offer some of these pads under the eyes or over the lips as well. And they also have the myoxinol. So again, lifting, great for those crow's feet, great for the under eye area. Or if you're just pinpointing a specific treatment for eyes, with like microneedling, for example, or the lift with microneedling, then this is the little mask that you don't want to use the whole mask, maybe around the eyes, because that you're just treating that area very specifically. Then you can definitely use these little pads right here. And then we also have the soluble algae mask, and the soluble algae mask comes, as you see it right there, in an envelope with those 5 pieces. And they're also in the same lyophilization process of freeze drying. So you have these little pads that have been frozen dried to you, and then you have to dissolve. So you get the little pads, you put them in a bowl, you dissolve it with a little bit of either dermatonic or distilled water, and it should be almost a consistency such as egg yolk. That's kind of like the consistency that you want. You apply this mask with a brush, with a fan brush, onto the skin. And once you apply it onto the skin, then you start doing your massage. So this provides you the mask, but then also the massage aspect of it. You leave it on the skin for about 10 minutes. And you just leave it there, it'll dry out, and then you have to remove it with clean water. So it does have vitamin C. It does have also a combination of different types of seaweed, which is going to bring, a lot of those soothing and kind of hydrating and reducing inflammation to the skin, but also squalane as well, which is going to be very emollient. Again, this mask, you can also mix it with a little bit of Derma C serum. Before you start doing your massage. It's beautiful. Again, for more devitalized type of skin, if I had to choose between this one and let's say the brightening mask, which also has vitamin C and it's going to give you glow, it just depends on how the skin is. If you have a more sensitive skin or somebody you don't want to irritate too much with removing the mask, then I would go with the peel-off mask. But if it's somebody with very resistant skin that needs a glow, then you can use this one, because once it dries out, you have to remove it with either a towel or 4x4s or sponges. So you're going to go back with removing it that way. So if you have somebody that tends to have redness just by touching the skin, then maybe a collagen mask or a peel-off mask would be best. Now, that's all with the products, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember that if you have your representative, you can always contact them about all these products that we talked about today for more specific, prices and combos that we have, that you can definitely get more information with your representative. If you do not have a representative, you can contact us through the social media that I showed before. You can inbox that social media. You could inbox through DermaSwiss Institute _ENG for English, or DermaSwiss Pro if you're already a professional. So you can definitely send messages through the inbox on Instagram, and somebody will provide you information. Or you can call directly at DermaSwiss offices here at 305-663-2882. We will take down all your information, and we will have somebody contact you, assign you a representative, and they will definitely contact you. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm still right here. See. If not, then I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me today, and see you next time. Have a great day.